Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last sects of time. Shalom. And now is not the time to be wasting time. Now isn't the time to be wasting time. In parentheses, party and BS. All right? And ultimately, during these last sects of time, the Lord has several plagues, pestilence, famines, judgments, all right, and prophecies looming over the inhabitants thereof, man. All right. That main prophecy being the issuance of this CBD system, all right, and fully implementing the charagma, all right, Revelation 13 and 16, man, the MOTB, okay. And as we are in these times, which are a reflection of the days of Noah, man, all right, which we know as the antediluvian period, the period of time prior to the flood, okay. And as in those times, you had the inhabitants thereof in a complacent, lukewarm mindset, not taking the things that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai was putting out for warnings serious, man. And you see the same souls reincarnated back on this side today, partaking in the same manners of folly. Now, particularly here in Louisiana, we have this so-called folly day or holiday, which is called Mardi Gras, which brothers down here like to call Folly Gras, all right? And we're the only state in America that participates in this, all right? And this is a high folly day for the inhabitants thereof to eat, drink, sacrifice to Molech, Baal, all right? All these other false gods, and praise them, man. And as the Most High has been judging this place harshly, and more to come, the inhabitants thereof still don't have it in their mind, all right, the seriousness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so now is not the time to be partying and BSing, man. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. Yahweh Shai speaking, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It says, but as the days of Noah were, Noah being Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, which is Yahweh Shai. So those days of Noah, all right, are likened on to these times. All right, specifically here in America, which is likened on to Sodom and Egypt, right? These times are also in comparison to the times of Noah, man. And as that time was hit by a flood, so will this time. But this time is going to be not a flood of water, but a flood of nuclear fire. Okay? It says, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You see? Because they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage. And that's the whole vibration of this American society, this American culture, man. Eat, drink, be festive. They call it turning up, right? But the Lord is going to turn up, man, through prophecy. That's what's really going to matter. All these bar tabs you've ran up, all right? All these drinking binges you've gone on, these frat parties you've had, okay? These banquets you've attended, all those things are going to just perish, man. Like the scriptures say, the fashion of this world fadeth away, all right? So the spirit of this society is that spirit of mirth, man. All right, let's get that. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning I'll start at verse 1, Salakia, Ecclesiastes 7:1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. That's right. And we can liken that, just using a quick example. All right. It's not time to be wasting time because we have that good name to fulfill, man, to uphold, which is the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And the spirit of partying and BSing, that's the spirit of the world, man. Yahushua says, love the world not, man. Okay, so we ought to be in the spirit of mourning, all right, warning our people, all right, prayer and fasting, sackcloth and ashes, man, all right. Ultimately, begging the Father to deliver us from these times, man. That's not the spirit of the world. That's not the spirit of 2/3 of our people, man. They're still in the spirit of White House, picket fence, the American dream. And that's a fabrication because they're only filled with the wine of Babylon, with what Esau has depicted what life should be. All right. And they run after that. All right. It says, and the day of death better than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Right, the living will lay it to his mind. And the living are the sons of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, the elect of the house of Israel. All right, and we're in the house of mourning. Okay, scriptures tell you that. And written within was lamentations, mournings, and woes. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 10. And he spread it before me, all right, that roll being these scriptures, okay, this Bible, okay. It says, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. You see, lamentations, mournings, and woe. It doesn't say festives, okay, feasts, joyfulness, happiness. It says lamentations, mournings, and woes, man. So we come to give our people lamentations, mournings, and woes, man. All right, we're sighing and crying for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right, we're telling 2/3 of our people if they don't repent, all right, they're going to be judged. And we're giving these other heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom, their judgment. That's order. All right, we have a job to do at this point. We're in the house of mourning for a reason, man. The Lord has us in the spirit that we're in because there's great destruction and wrath that's going to come upon this place, man. So if you're in the spirit of joyfulness, where you could say that drunkenness of Babylon, wanting to go out every weekend, can't help but go to restaurants every day, always in the mall, always keeping up with the latest banquets, the latest balls, all right? The latest events, man. Listen, man, we live a very strict life, man, being a man of the Lord, man, all right? We have guidelines that we live our lives by, okay? We don't just walk in the ways of the world. We walk by the Spirit, man. The Spirit tells us, okay, America's about to be destroyed. That's the will of the Lord. He's going to save his elect out of here. But through much tribulation, we have to enter into the kingdom of heaven. It's a fiery trial that we must go on. That fiery trial requires us to take it serious, all right? To focus, to map out our daily lives, man, and how we're going to live according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So we walk with carefulness, man, being prudent, as the scriptures say. Verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Right, man? So the Lord is putting us through these things ultimately to prepare our minds for the kingdom, man. All right? We're going to be put through these things, through Jacob's trouble, all right? Through that fiery trial, okay? Like, I believe Apostle Paul says that light affliction, which is but for a moment, right? So we're going to go through that in order to get something far more glorious than anything that could be presented to us in this world, than any good night out. Because all Jake wants is to feel some rage of lust in his body, man, whether it be a good night out on a town, All right, a conversation in a social setting with a woman. All right, Jake just wants to be seen, man. All right, and here the prophets are. Hey, we don't want to be seen. We do this for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, because ultimately we're made a spectacle unto men. Right? It says, verse 3 again, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart, or the mind, of the wise is in the house of mourning. You see? So it says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. All right? We're telling our people these prophecies. All right? We're going into geopolitics. Right? This is Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. Is not America a great country? Is not China, Moab a great country? Russia, Gog, a great country, man. All right. All these countries, we prophesy against them according to what? According to prophecy, which is the testimony of Yahushua, man. This is geopolitics, world events. So if we're constantly meditating on these things, these different topics that evolve around prophecy, then where comes the time for the world? Where comes the time for folly? We have limited time for the excess things, man. That's how you got to be. You got to restrict yourself. Restrict yourself towards this truth. Anything else on the outside, hey, it's expendable, man. It can go. All right? And if you do that, if you center the truth around yourself, center yourself around the truth, all right? Grasp and hold on to this thing, then everything on the outside is just going to be in order, man. It's going to flow because you put the Lord first, all right? It says, before thee of old prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. That's right. So we're prophesying to this day, sackcloth, of war, evil, and of pestilence. Those topics are happening currently. Look at the earthquake in Syria, Turkey, Syria, man. All right. 15,000 allegedly gone, man. 15,000 people. Is that not something to make you think about, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't go to the club this night. That's kind of serious. I think a higher power is controlling this. Our people don't think of that. That's why the flood, like it said, until the flood came and took them all away, man. Let's go back. Read it again, Matthew 24:38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. That's right, man. So shall also the coming of Yahushua be, man. All right? Scriptures tell you the day of the Lord is a thief in the night, man. And it's going to catch this place by surprise, man. And you shouldn't want to be in that party and be a spirit anyways when the scriptures is telling us this. It's Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Lord is saying destruction, man, because, the whole earth is mourning. All right? The inhabitants of the sea are mourning. The people thereof are mourning, man. When the scriptures tell you when a righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. When a wicked bear rule, the people mourn. 15,000 gone in Syria, Turkey. Is that not great mourning? Those people's families are mourning. All right. The elect are mourning, sighing and crying for the abominations done in the midst thereof. Right. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And Esau Edom is about to show his horns, man. All right. Because he knoweth that he's running out of time. That sand is trickling down. All right. And that hourglass. And it's almost down to the last few grains, and it's over with for you, Esau. So you're going to go full-fledged with your agenda, man. Starting with that charagma, the MOTB, man. Revelation 13 and 16. Starting with that, man. But before that's implemented, he's going to push this CBDC system, man. All right. You see BRICS, the nations of BRICS. All right. Brazil, Russia, India, China, those nations. All right. They're gearing up this CBDC system, man. All right. In preparation for this NWO. The signs are here. The pieces are on the table, man. And prophecy will be fulfilled in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. All right. So it says the latter end, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he had but a short time. You see, and I want to get that word draconian, man, just off the online etymology, because this is the next step for the society, man. This will shortly be implemented, man. Will be implemented shortly, man. These draconian laws. All right, let's go into it. It says draconian of or pertaining to Draco, the ancient Greek statement in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe, or harsh. Early Draconic, which is implied from 1640s, Draco is the Latinized form of Greek Dracon, name of the Archon of Athens, who laid down a code of law for Athens, c 621 BCE, all right, that mandated death as punishment for minor crimes. That mandated death, here you go, as punishment for minor crimes, man. And those draconian laws are going to be implemented. All right, I think the apostle went into it about chapter 10, United States Constitution, basically, man, going into those military laws, man. All right, they have this all implemented into law, man. Scriptures tell you he decrees unrighteous decrees, all right, and has prescribed grievousness. Ooh, man, that's heavy. All right, it says that mandated death as punishment for minor crimes. So if you go against the state for anything, even the smallest thing, heck, they're gonna, the Constitution is gonna be outruled in that day, man, for even the smallest thing, for what they deem smaller laws, because you know Esau Edom, he wants full control. He wants to make you a part of technology with this charagma. All right. So if he deems anything small, or he deems the matter to be a crime, no matter how great a laws it is, he could decide to put you to death, man. All right. And most notoriously for the Revelation 13 and 16 for not taking the charagma. Okay. So we're not in a time, all right, for partying BS. This is not the time to waste time. Lord willing, this message was edifying. I'm going to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. Call Haloyim Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Harachakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim. Until next time, Shalom.